Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and Joe one stone, and it bring about feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Stibbidim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no keep, and some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning, and welcome to Global TV. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Still very tired. I have been working all weekend, mind you, so I really didn't get any rest this weekend, but life goes on, isn't it? As well as it was my last brother's birthday yesterday. Big man now turned 45. And as I was saying to some of my brothers and sisters yesterday, that I don't know about you lot because all of them had a get of water, you know. So I said to them, I don't know about you lot, but I'm sure I've got 45 years of good memory because all of us remember the Sunday evening when Roger was born. So I said to them, you don't know how to get a water? But Faith is confused of the story. She's yet to call other siblings and clarify it. But me and Karen remember this story that when Mama bite the last piece of yam the Sunday evening, the pain whopper, we still await for Faith to become contradict with story. But I want to say this morning, happy belated birthday to my brother. It's my mother's last child. We have all passed the worst. We have all turned into adults with gray hair. So once again, bro, happy birthday to you. Morning, everybody. Morning. How are you all doing this morning? To my community of part and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, web subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning. Welcome to Global TV. It is your program at a glance. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm not going to tell you no one order this morning. My brain's still tired. Honestly, I have been doing immigration work all weekend. Usually, when I'm doing immigration work, I tend to want to do it in one sit down, but I had some hiccup on Saturday because I would only do such work on Saturday because I need one day for myself. I had hiccup where I had to spend the 2 days sorting out applications. So I'm still brain tired. Honest to God, I am. So morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Make sure when I hit the like button and tap up the screen and all that jazz. Prime Minister for the country. Good morning, Prime Minister. How are you? Prime Minister for the country and leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. Prime Minister, I'm going to read you an excerpt, Prime Minister, one or two from a book I have read before, but I'm rereading again. Prime Minister, it was written by Will Hawkins, and its topic, how to analyze people with dark psychology, Prime Minister. And I would suggest you, maybe you have read this book, I don't know. Would it be of any use to you given who you are and you know who you are? The excerpts I will read for you, Prime Minister, comes from chapter 6 of the book, which titled How to Spot Insecurities, Prime Minister. On the top, the Prime Minister on his shoulder there. And them say we're going to read for him. We're hoping, Prime Minister, to read better than Anvaz from paper. better than Mayor Graham, Councillor Graham, better than Mayor Chin. You know, we're hoping, Prime Minister, to at least get through the two excerpts for you. And the first of the excerpts, Prime Minister, wins horribly. A horrible winner we're talking about, Prime Minister. A horrible winner. An insecure person preeminently attacked his or hers victory and strive to cover up the losses he or she has had in the past. By doing so, the person will try to dispel any doubt that others have in his or her abilities. A good winner, Prime Minister, has nothing to prove to others. That's the part I want you to get, Prime Minister. The part, Prime Minister, I want you to get this morning is this very sentence. A good winner, Prime Minister, Ivan, thank you very much. A good winner, Prime Minister, say after me, Prime Minister. A good winner has nothing, Prime Minister, to prove to others. Thank you very much, Ivan Wilson. Thank you. A good winner has nothing to prove to others, Prime Minister. He or she has enjoyed participation in the activity, and when it's all over, disappear back to his or her private life without bothering others with smug chatter. Prime Minister, you should read, if not any part of that book, page 76 of chapter 6, Prime Minister. And now we're going to look at a badly loser, Prime Minister. Someone like you who have lost badly. So you know you win horrible and you lost badly, isn't it? No. The bad loser. The badly loser, Prime Minister. Just like the horrible winner. Because the horrible winner is almost a loser, you know, Prime Minister, because you normally win dirty, isn't it? Just like the horrible winner, Prime Minister. You, the bad loser, plays on insecurity. They are also, just as they are insecure people are bad winners, they are also bad losers. So you see, Prime Minister, you go left, Makajukyo, you go right, Makajukyo. There's nothing as insecure as there's nothing in an insecure person hates more than losing. People may call it determination, but it is just a ploy to hide their loss. When the person fails, he or she gives a speech about how manipulative the system is or how he or she has been cheated, Prime Minister. He or she will also complain about how the person who won got an unfair advantage and how the insecure person, like the Prime Minister, was watching the exercise for a long time without speaking up. Any of those sound familiar to you, Prime Minister? And remember, I said the book is written by Will Hawkins. How, Prime Minister, to analyze people with dark psychology, people like you, Prime Minister. And it is continuously, your dark psychology is continuously being played out in the Jamaica Labour Party, being played out as well on the people of Jamaica. More and more, though, we are picking up and realize the art that you are deploying upon us. But, Prime Minister and Horace Chang, let's talk about the Delano civil rights debacle. You cannot claim that this is over. Now, at the age, even though you all came out and resigned Karl SAMUDA, it is said that at age 83, Karl SAMUDA have to be coming back because Andrew Holness ain't backing down. Neither is Karl SAMUDA, because Karl SAMUDA is not prepared to hand over the seat to Tom Tavares. And Andrew Holness is not prepared for the seat to be handed over to Delano civil rights. So when Dr. Chang said the seat was settled, he lied when he spoke to Cliff Hughes, because it wasn't settled. What he should have said to Cliff Hughes, we are at a stalemate. We cannot, because of the division in the party, choose from any of the two candidates. Thereby, we are at a stalemate. And what's him call him? Karl SAMUDA will have to, even on his deathbed, to quash the war in the party, run again. The division, though, Prime Minister, it hasn't gone anywhere, has it? It couldn't have. If it is that the party is at a stalemate, Prime Minister, and not just in North Central St. Andrew, because Mike Henry still haven't given up. Audley Shaw, Prime Minister, that petty war of yours. You, Prime Minister, who possibly wasn't qualified then, or shouldn't have been supported then for leadership of the party. 11 years on, Andrew Holness had made this same problem that he created, because it was him who divided the party in his quest for leadership. The same old hatred, the same old pain, the same old bitterness Andrew Holness has used to destroy the Jamaica Labour Party. Never mind the country that he destroyed. We're well aware of all the things Andrew Holness has done to our country. If Andrew Holness has run his party so divisive, if Andrew Holness, who came to the party and see veteran like Mike Henry, Karl SAMUDA, and Audley Shaw, all of that, and Andrew Holness want to take the party for himself and turn it into the Holness dynasty. Do you trust Andrew Holness to run the country? After the general election, if Andrew Holness has become a dictator to the Jamaica Labour Party, which we have seen all the signs of Andrew Holness taking our country into dictatorship, do you trust Andrew Holness to continue at the helm of our country, given that his party isn't having it with him? His party is not happy with him. What that man here say? Hold on, let me see if we find the man here, Andrew Holness. Because I hope a Labour writers speak out in Andrew Holness. And this is what the Labour right them fail to understand. Andrew Holness has run a lot of us who were Labour rights from the party. Oops, not that. Andrew Holness has traced out a lot of people who were supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party, a lot of those who are left are disgruntled with his leadership because Andrew Holness is taking the country and the party nowhere other than in his pocket. Let another Labour come more and more the Labour right them. Prime Minister, this is where it is sad, you see, because it is coming up to election. And for see the Labour right them just come out after you so. Come out after you so, Prime Minister. Call the Duns Michelle. We go all the way a foreign, go learn, and still not learn nothing. Why didn't Michelle Charles stand at Jamaica and learn the baga out there? Because you never learn nothing where you go.
Your Godfather, what you know? Here I can tell you. Dr. Chan can tell you. Mr. Doc Costa can tell you. Say me, a born labor rights. Every blood in me run green. Every election, me, are the runner. Go for the little old people and make them come vote. But me, I'll tell you, say, what you talk about right now? You make me sound like, say, me not have no more finger. You see me? Yo, I make the thing switch.
Flight Green, me know runners of yours will have that same feeling like that man. Yeah. Flight Green, I know runners of yours that are having the same contemplation.
Bro, God, if you come down, you're going up too high. Take a look back down here upon poor people, brother. All of we now one thing if you remember, you know. Yeah, you might eat a big dinner, but you remember every blood clot man on the face of this earth, a one color toilet paper we use is white. Like we have to wipe our with the same tissue, white toilet paper. So I don't know you make it sound like your toilet paper are green, so God, or a black, or a blue, or a gold. Are the same shit house paper we use, you know. No matter your toilet bowl and pretty, a one set of toilet paper, they are white. So brother, listen, you only name different, brother. Let me ask you, man. Not because you know one part you can name jerk chicken, lobster tail every day. If you look for the man down here, so only a drink water, God. Come down, God. They are going too hard for poor people, God. They are said poor people to start rap back like in the 80s. 80s election, you come back in a World War, you declare, you know. Brother, come down. I want to labor right to tell you that. Come down. Fuck where you do.
Andrew Holness. Beat and teacher, your instant nanny. Andrew Holness, a labor rights keep regularly asking you if you come down, you know. But let me move, because I'm going to get back to Delana sit right on a war. Hold on, let me mad you. Hold on there. How it go now? Mods. Yes. Live recording. On this channel Beat and Teach, every time, no, I'll tell you later. It's going to send you a live recording. I'll tell you how to check it. Every time my live is done, it will send you a recording in your messages. Let me go to this urban center piece of TOEFL. Because I don't hear much people talking about why the urban center was open. Are they may see some me now here?
Chemist project, you know, and chemist electrical. Main building, plaza, you know, main mall. All the way down, so. I will cable share them. And chemist electrical. Start the pipe up.
Sorry. Sorry, the sneeze start for me already. Right. Morant Bay Urban Center. Me no hear nobody talk why the urban center open and why. Sorry, people. This has never tapped me an ear before, but it can go on for a while. Sorry. Yes. Morant Bay Urban Center open, isn't it? And it open with one Toto KFC. And that's how I'm here to open up there, isn't it? Talk if when me hear correct. I want Toto KFC open up at the urban center where they go tie ribbon pan and cut ribbon with you, don't? No, the weather Renee's. I saw the weather do me more time. And the KFC not finished. It open, but it not finished, don't? But come here, everybody attack. KFC come to St. Thomas. Why might you think KFC would come to St. Thomas at this time of the year? Nothing not open. Christine Gilbert, morning, welcome. Me here said KFC open up there. If that is the truth, an empty grill building, they donate it to the country. KFC not open when they just put the market on the building for photo. Okay. But don't you think KFC will be open before the election, though? No toilet. The sewage system is not hooked up. Richard Daly, how you do? But the KFC where Andrew promote, there's a reason to it that's connected to the election. Member saying a KFC and $5,000 by a vote. So that's why the Prime Minister, Grams Morgan, I want to cuss you, but I keep my peace, Grams Morgan. And I make slave like Grams Morgan them irritate me peace. But Grams Morgan, I want to cuss you. Because you see, two of them used to nothing Grams Morgan, and no come from nowhere. When you see one peony wally, you frightened. But Grams Morgan, I want to cuss you. Because the case you go up in before election, because they're going to have to use it for buy a vote. You understand? Grams Morgan, I want to cuss you. Grams Morgan, I want to cuss you. But I nah make you draw me out. But I just make you know, Grams Morgan, I want to cuss you. Because what Uno I do to the people them at Jamaica, Grams Morgan, it called for cussing. This is why I don't like people with influence. I really don't. Especially if you deploy your influence in a way that put the people at a disadvantage, that fools the people, that confuses the people, that mislead the people. I want to cuss you, foreign boy, for interfering in Jamaica politics, for interfering in St. Thomas people business, Grams Morgan. I want to cuss you. Because half I know, maphead boy don't marry to black women, you know. And don't live in our country. Because half I know boy we use music and fool with At the slave master imperial country, you know, buy a house in a. You know, like our politician, you know, fly down to work, you know, fly down to perform. How you are gonna come tell we about development, you? I want to call us Grams Morgan. I want to cuss you. Because half of you don't respect black women, don't respect black people, don't respect black country. But what on we do for the do the fetics and the high and might? You know, come around and fool the people. Don't you think you're a low life, Gramps Morgan? The very utterance out of your mouth tells us you're a low life. It's only a low life, Gramps Morgan, that would stoop below the level of Andrew Holness. That's how we know say a low life, you know. Gramps Morgan, we know you're a low life. We know you're a maphead Jed. We know you're a rented Jed, Gramps Morgan. We know you're a cultural appropriationist, Gramps Morgan. Because you're not Jamaican. Come out with business. We know how to angle it. Just true. A lot of we fool and make politicians take with on fool. But come out with business. We have sense. Not because you say we act so jegge and low class and gere. We don't need Gramps Morgan to come tell we Andrew Holness is a failure. I mean, it's written in the stars, Gramps Morgan. Can you not see that Andrew Holness has all Lord Jesus deliver rights? Them start already. They have reported my channel. And I'm not abusing anyone, TikTok. I'm just being honest. Telling Gramps Morgan to come out of our business. It has nothing to do with him. Development. What development? Your foreign masters, Gramps Morgan, would be insulted, or they must have their mouth open, George up. What on earth is the slave talking about? I mean, the slave with the mic in front of his mouth. Andrew Holness is a failure, Gramps Morgan. I am sorry that you have not seen it. I am sorry, Gramps Morgan, that you cannot see that Andrew Holness has been a failure. I don't know what development you're talking about that surpasses the first world countries, Gramps Morgan. We don't have road, we don't have lights, we don't have water. We're living in a black tank society, though we're living in a country covered by rubbish and rats, Gramps Morgan. Look at our rivers and our gullies and our drains and all that on our side. Haven't you been to foreign, Morgan, and you walk on those proper paved concrete pavement that separates you from the vehicle, Gramps Morgan? Have you never seen that? Have you never seen, Gramps Morgan, in foreign, that whenever there's a pothole, them have to fix it quick? If there's a crack on the pavement, Gramps Morgan, them have to be careful. Me go buck me toe there and sue them, Gramps Morgan. How much were you paid? Or what is your price? How much was Gramps Morgan paid? Don't even mind Chris Gale. We know Chris Gale is a bend over. How much were you paid? Because the lie you told, you think if whichever of us have respect for you prior to the bullshit you spoke, do you think after saying what you said, we had the same respect for you? Do you think, Gramps Morgan, if we had any respect for you prior to the blatant lie, misinformation, misleading information, misrepresenting information that you, the blatant lies, Gramps Morgan, that you stood in front of the camera and told, No, Lyndon, me now leave Chris Gale outside. Chris Gale is a bend over. Why can't you see Chris Gale is a bend over for Andrew Holness? Don't you see Chris Gale always promote Andrew Holness failures, Lyndon? I'm talking about those dirty map head bend overs. The all of them are used. The all of them are fool, you know. The all of them are fool, you know. To give Andrew more time for steal for, you know. Why you think Andrew with these Rasta, these so-called Rasta boys? Because he think people are going to listen to them. He think they have the influence and the likability. They think they have the influence and the likability to influence you to vote for a criminal. Let me drag him. Chris Gale is a bend over. Them have a price per phone ahead, because what them a do to Uno in order to give the criminal more time, and them a go benefit. I don't know if Chris Gale is being paid consultancy fee or whatever, because this is how state money get wasted, you know, in legal fees or consultancy fees. And that money get wasted. So when St. Thomas, where Andrew go up in emptiness, the instructor will answer, the Prime Minister knows that for economic development you need good instructor. The Prime Minister go put in empty instructor. Empty instructor in a half-finished instructor. In just finish the part where you want tie the ribbon pan. The only part in finish are the part where the renter jet. Yes, I'm real sweet. The only part in finish are the instructor part where you want tie on the ribbon pan to fool the people. And everything up, everybody believes now, oh, Maran, they have an urban center. Let's go to the empty place, sir. And to put your hair running a bit. To put Alice that they sell crab. And you eat Alice crab shit and decide to have instant diarrhea. I mean, a shit pan shit in the Prime Minister because there's no toilet there in the urban center where you open. Or should they go into the nearby bushes and relieve themselves, Prime Minister? Why you can't do something and present it to you when it's done? Why is it Andrew Holness can't present no done something? Everything Andrew present, he fix the present part, we fool the people, and then you come out of government and you're not done, sir. Mr. Lindo, good morning, welcome. How are you? The piece are finished. Yes, so Andrew Holness, this is why we know you can't run a country. You have never stuck to anything, Prime Minister. What have you finished? No, Prime Minister. Let's. What have you finished, Prime Minister? Tell us. We want to know. What have you finished? Because everything you got tie on ribbon pan half finished. You want to fix the part where the ribbon and the camera can see. What have you finished, Prime Minister? I mean, you're there for 9 years. And, I mean, every term, Prime Minister, we've given you a set of lectures. We've given you a set of coursework. And you, Prime Minister, sit down upon your book. Tell me, say, arm robber, come to your house and arm robber only. The only thing arm robber robbed from your house, Prime Minister, was your exam book. And now, after being in school for 9 years, Prime Minister, without submitting one paper, you are going to submit a bundle, Prime Minister, that you should have been submitting for the last 9 years. And you want me to mark all these 9 years of work in time for you to have general election in 3-6 months. I have been waiting to mark your book, Prime Minister, for the whole 9 years you've been in class. We have been waiting to mark your papers. And everybody who want them paper for mark to get ready for graduation, Prime Minister, you claim so you study philosophy degree, you know. How have you failed so hard? Or is it that you don't care? Or do you think the 1990s type of politics by fooling the people and do when election coming, do you think that type of politics work for majority of us anymore? When we have been suffering from high cost of living and you do not care. We have been suffering from high crime rate without any care. Thanks, Debbie. And this government want us to give him another term. Okay. I am a clever leader, said the Prime Minister. I will starve them for 9 years. And when it comes to the time for general election, I'm going to roll out a whole bunch of do little much about fuckery. And then I will tell them, look at this, look at that, look at Haitian, what's it not? But you must give me another 5 years to complete all what I have started. What have you started? I mean, just by walking and digging ground under we foot everywhere we turn up, where we turn up, or just by walking and find everything and tying a ribbon onto it. Prime Minister, the people are not fooled by your gimmicks. The people are not fooled by your narratives. It is what you have used to destroy the country and the party. Gimmicks and narratives. So St. Thomas people, who are already at a disadvantage compared to the rest of the country. Don't make them carry KFC come the poison off when it's a farming community. Look around and look if you see who a lot of overweight people around. You see when KFC come and when pizza come, you're not going to say belly. Stop, let them use these fast food and kill us off. If you want, learn to do pizza, learn to do it yourself. Ask YouTube. YouTube teach you how to do everything. Learn to cook pizza. Cook it just like a pudding. Yes, like fire pudding. If you don't have oven, you can cook pizza on wood fire. Similar to how you do cook pudding. Yes. Stop walking and yam the only spoiled poison food Jamaica people. When you don't see how the waistline change from noodles and pizza and pasta and KFC and Popeyes come at you. You not see? Let us stop eating for belly full and eat for health. Them are killing us to take on a country. The lesser I know, the easier for them take over. That's why them sterile Jamaican men and women, so the population stop grow. That's why them walk and shoot us down, so the population stop grow. Then they will influx foreigners to take over the country. And Dr. Chang come here, come here, mix up the whole honor this morning in the same stew pot. The issue, Dr. Tufton, Lord, if the government could only, when you know, say me love the things free government. When you know, say me have a spirit of freeness. When you can use, because when you hear me say me do immigration work, which is hundreds of pounds money worth of work. They're all free. The immigration work that want me do, they're all pro bono. I have a spirit of freeness. It look like freeness bother me. I have a spirit of freeness. So, Not because I hear say me I do immigration work means that me have money. No. It's still attached to the spirit of freeness. But Dr. Tuff and Dr. Chang, rather, I can advise you, because there are training that you need to do. When it concerns or Haitian migrants or asylum seeker, Prime Minister, it is not a police issue by and large. Have we got trained immigration to deal with our ports, Dr. Chang, other than at the airport and at the wharves? Because when these issue of immigration, even though they may be captured or apprehended by the police, it's the immigration that should then take over, because police is not trained to deal with immigration issues. I understand the processing of these ones rather than what you regularly do, just return them without processing, which is a violation of the 51 Convention as well as the 61 Protocol. So I hope Dr. Chan can respect international law in dealing with Haitian asylum seekers or Haitian refugees. But every time it's the police, yes, the police will always be involved with the capture and all of that. But when it comes to the administrative processing, this is not a police area. They shouldn't be in a police holding cell, Dr. Chan. You ought to provide, given that we have this situation in Haiti that we are taking part in under the order of the Americans. And we know that Jamaica is a high possibility of receiving refugees / asylum seekers. It is then upon the Home Office, what do you want to call them? It's still the Home Office. It's down to the Home Office or the Ministry of National Security. It's still the Home Office. That's how it would be called. To make the necessary preparation, PICA. Yes, it's called PICA in Jamaica. It's down to PICA to make the necessary arrangement for housing people who are seeking asylum. It is not really a police case. Police are trained to deal with internal issues. This is a matter of international law, and I'm only hoping that Dr. Chan can take advice and do the necessary training of his staff and put the necessary preparation in place in order, Dr. Chang, to do it right as a country, as human, and to also respect international law, Dr. Chang. Because so far, with the issue of Haitian asylum seekers, there have been a constant, Dr. Chang, violation of the 51 Convention and the 67 Protocol. So I hope Dr. Chang can sort or take advice on how to proceed on this matter of international law. Strangulation is a terrible way to kill anyone, but more so a child. as the postmortem suggests in Kelsey's murder. Justice for Jamaican children strengthens child protection laws. One of the child protection laws, I think, social service, child protection, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, and everybody, the churches and everybody must come together and make sure we have a proper safeguarding law in our country that protects vulnerable children and vulnerable adults. So far, we don't, even if we have anything like that in operation, they need to be revised, they need to be updated, such as one which I spoke about in two different occasions last week, was the Prime Minister having a baby on his lap, which is wholly wrong and inappropriate, should not have happened, ought not to be happening. Where there's a safeguarding policy in such as school or church, it dictates how you interact with children in the space. What it also does a vetting of you, the person who will have interaction and contact with the children. It is not to persecute anybody. It's to protect the child from coming in contact with those people who could potentially harm the child in many different ways without us seeing it written all over them that this person is a risk to the child. We need to have child protection laws that protect our children interacting with adults in professional or other capacity. Doesn't mean that because somebody is a professional, they haven't got a demon attached to them. So, and given that the People's National Party will be forming the next administration, these are conversations we ought to be having with Damian Crawford, Alfred Dawes, and those people who have been pointed to those roles already, as well as people who will come forward in different agencies and departments when the PNP form the next government. So these, we need to, as I said, we need to take up our own protection and our own protecting our own self. We need to take that in control. We cannot allow laws to be made in our country and we have no understanding until we caught up with them, such as Section 9 of the Cybercrime Act, which Section 9 of the Cybercrime Act, I mean, when you read it and understand it, or how it is being applied or ought to be applied, it is treading upon our fundamental rights. But it passed through Parliament without us knowing that when them put these things through Parliament, a lot of our rights were being curtailed. Now that the law is in operation, we see how it is panning out in front of us. And it's purely because we're not paying attention. So we need to ask for the child protection laws to protect our children if we're serious. If we are serious we need to have those protection mechanisms. Now, Andrew Holness' friend, Robert Andy Bell, the friend of the Prime Minister, further charges, I think the appropriate charges have now been leveled at him, because the one total charge with it just wasn't enough. So he has now been formally charged in connection with the assault on the nurse that was captured. The charge laid against the 65-year-old. He was charged with assault occasioning bodily harm, assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, assault at common law, possessing a firearm with the intent to commit a Schedule 1 offense, and possession of firearm with the intent to cause injury. I wish they would add the addition one of possession of firearm with intent to cause fear and alarm. They could have added that one to him as well. That's very good. Isaac Buchanan is the victim's attorney, so that's very good legal representation. So the charges are sound more like it now, even though I would like them to add that other one to cause fear and alarm. Let me go to some lies by Andrew Holness and Nesta Morgan. No, let me go back to Dr. Tufton first. Because, as I said, when Dr. Tufton...
The incident that took place involving our healthcare worker must be condemned as a heinous, brutal act. And we must ensure that the law takes its course, and the perpetrators or perpetrator should be punished to the full extent of the law. At this point, the health system through the University Hospital of the West Indies is providing care to our healthcare worker, and I've reached out to her relatives and will continue to offer whatever support is necessary for her full and speedy recovery. In the meantime, I urge all of us to recognize the importance of our healthcare workers, the essential nature of the service they provide, the fact that they have to be on the roads at all hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that we provide the support that is required of them to get to work on time and to help them to achieve the life-saving purpose for which they were trained and that they're committed to. Again, I condemn this act and hope that the consequences of those actions demonstrate.
Jean, Usafi season, this is from using his picture. Usafi.
Straight in the full extent why this is unacceptable, while we continue to give support for the full recovery of our healthcare worker.
You know, I have a problem with Dr. Tufton's utterance for the reason that Dr. Tufton did not acknowledge Robert Bell. Robert Bell is charged with several different offenses. He cannot, under any circumstances, tell that to the public. 2, he was involved in a public altercation, a brawl, a disgraceful brawl, which he abuses a woman. He cannot say that. He would have to become a gentleman first. It is a news article. It doesn't matter which picture we use of him at this moment, whether it be the one in the incident or any picture of him. He cannot tell us that. Well, if it's not him, then maybe it's a dopey. Maybe it's a dopey because it's him that the police named, isn't it? And so go, and him the police name. So he would have to become a gentleman first before he can tell us that. And before I move to the other violent meted out to woman at the hands of a police officer, even though that story is having, but I hear some gentlemen on social media saying when they saw Robert Bell abusing the nurse like that, they thought it was Robert Bell's woman. They never knew he was abusing a stranger like that. No, that's another set of fuckery again. Because is it that you're saying if he was doing that to a girlfriend, a lover, or a wife, it would have been acceptable for Robert Bell to behave in the way that Robert Bell behaved? It seemed like that's what they're saying to me. It seemed as if that's what they're saying to me. If it was his girlfriend, it would have been okay. But you are aware of the story of the cosmetologist and her baby father, the policeman, she was killed in an altercation. She fathered a twin with the policeman. It is said they were living together at one point. They broken up, but they're in a on and off relationship which have a lot of commotions to it. But the commotion of the night that causes her murder or her killing, I don't know what to believe. What I can say though, I don't tend to believe stories that are coming from a police officer. I'm not going. The police officer is, as in law, covered under the presumption of innocence. But personally, I don't know if I believe the story. And I don't know if I would want to believe that one side of the story, or it wouldn't be right for me to believe just that one side of the story. But I wonder if gunshot residue would have come up on her hand because she managed to. But then if she's approaching you with a machete and you have a gun and then you tussled with her and she managed to take the gun off you, in the tussle, it shot you on your finger and then she received 2 fatal shots. I don't know. I really don't know if I believe the story. And what I just don't know. But what we can say, it's another issue of violence against women or gender-based violence or domestic violence, because it is said she approached him with a machete. She had a mental health illness, they say. That is another thing in Jamaica where mental health is just not, it's just so ignored. Christopher Campbell says, question, why is the labor right always associated with women beaters? That is about these people. They love violence. Well, only labor rights and their violent self can really answer these questions. But I don't know if I believe the story that I read in the Gleaner concerning the cosmetologist. I really don't know, you know, but I'm not a person. When it don't sound good, something not right. It no the story not sound sensible, because if I have my gun and she's approaching me with a machete, I mean, sensible person would have fired a warning shot, but you make she still come tussle you and take the gun from you. That is the part that really confused me. I know these things can happen in lovers' warfare, but I honestly don't know. The story sounds off-key to me, and I'm only hoping that with good investigation, but then again, Mocha, keep calling them Mocha, Indicom only have possibly the police statement to work with. I don't know how much eyewitness they would have so far, but the story, I will wait until more comes up. But when we read in the Gleaner, this, it kind of here or there to me. I really don't know. But we all know that police officers are liars, especially Jamaican. It's probably me when it comes to just a statement from the police. I tend not to believe what the police says all or most of the time when it's a shooting incident, because because of the experiences we have with them. But I'm going to wait on until to see what Indicom says when they says it, if they ever says, because there's a whole lot of rulings are being awaiting from Indicom. Down if Parla get none of them and sit down pan them. But Parliament is still in our interview and said, I thought I was rather an ugly child. Is that to say you're not an ugly big woman? I'm just asking. I don't know if you said that to say I have grown out that ugly look of mine. It's just a question, my dear, and it's based on what you said. You thought you were a rather ugly child. I'm just asking if you think you grow up the ugliness. It's just a question, my dear. Just asking. Let us listen to the horrible loser and the badly winner.
What has changed now so that we can now bring water in a sustainable way?
Now, Prime Minister, keep in mind the two excerpts I've read for you earlier. The horrible, let me get it right for you, Prime Minister. Win the horrible winner, you win horrible. And the badly loser. Listen to yourself, Prime Minister, as I say it's in chapter 6 of the book, How to Spot Insecurity. And the title of the book is How to Analyze People like Andrew Holness with Dark Psychology. Listen to yourself in context to those two excerpts I've read for you.
What has changed now so that we can now bring water? in a sustainable way to this community. What has changed
Yeah, boy.
is that you now have a government that manages the economy well. And then we use those resources, not borrowed resources, we use the resources from the economy to invest in the infrastructure that delivers the benefit to you. That is what has changed. And so if you are a Jamaican and you don't have water in your community now, and you are upset, the strategic thing, the smart thing to do is to continue to vote for a government that will be able to keep the economy running very well, to generate the revenues so that the progress that we are seeing now in the investment in the infrastructure can continue. That is how the smart voter would think. That is how the smart voter would think.
Prime Minister, I'll read you one sentence from the paragraph, wins horribly. A good winner, Prime Minister, has nothing to prove to others. That's all I want to read for you. A good winner, Prime Minister, has absolutely nothing to prove to us. Why do you go around the country trying to prove to us that you are doing something, sir? Can you tell? Why do you go around the country? Why is it, Prime Minister, every minute you pick up a mic, put on your mouth, and a phone light shine by you, you try to convince us that you are doing something. You try to convince us that you are successful. What you cannot do, though, Prime Minister, is demonstrate the success. Demonstrate it. Success, yes, there's a word called success. It can be quantified, Prime Minister. Can you do that? Absolutely not. That's why I only latch to the word success, and then the word success in reverse is bad mind. Why do you always have to try to convince us that you have done well, you are doing well, and that you can do better? But how is it, Prime Minister, that you cannot point to anything that you have been successful in? I mean, you just got to look at the Office of the Prime Minister's website where you outline your achievement. I mean, it's the role and responsibility of your job. It cannot be an achievement if it's fall under your role and responsibility. Spending government money, Prime Minister, cannot be an achievement. Your road has seemed to, I don't know if you all make up that phrase on pillow or behind the wheelie bins or where, like your road a meet up and make, but your road I think that spending public money after on a thief on a thief is an achievement that I don't get. Anyway, on a list it as achievement. Tell me what the Prime Minister's achievement are. Quantify them. Not just come and tell me he's successful, he's the most successful Prime Minister. How, might one ask? Have you never heard a dog bark? How? The dog wants to know. So don't come tell us that he's successful. Explain to us, demonstrate to us, illustrate to us how he is successful, like Nesta and Tribridge. What the amount of line Nesta tell upon this poor bridge? The bridge will go collapse again before people get to drive over.
Of $1.5 billion, which will include 7 bridges, including the Troy Bridge, which is $230 million, which is now 60% complete. 60% complete. 60% complete.
Afternoon. I'm Dr. Campbell Jensek of the PNP. I'm here with Comrade Patmore, Paul Patmore, our candidate for South Trelawney. And we are at the location of the Troy Bridge. As you can see, Paul Burke and others in the background there, trying to get their hand in the sand. Now, this is a bridge that has been down for several years, and we've heard from the government that this bridge is near completion. Now, you can judge for yourself today. I'm literally tired of arguing with the government about simple things, and so I just want for you to look and judge for yourself. Not show them. Just look at it and tell if you think this is near completion. We really need a change in government. We need an honest government that can provide effective, honest representation to the people. And so we are recommending highly that Comrade Paul Patmore should be given a chance to be the member of parliament for South Trelawney so that we can get real progress for the people.
For the people them. Wow! Wow! Me see him! See him and kill me! Why? Me see him! Why?
Nesta Morgan, you're not tired for people exposing on these bridge. No, Nesta Morgan, aren't you tired to tell lie Palm Bridge? Remember, Everett Warmington out you in a parliament. Everett, what is the name of the bridge? The name again in a Everett Warmington neck of the woods there again. But when you thought said a bridge they start, and you went off on a waffle the day Everett Warmington tell you don't go there, and him expose you for lying, Max Romeo, how you do? Lying that a bridge has started, where you know say the bridge don't start. Every day you tell with Chai Bridge, it was a few weeks ago, it was 50% complete. Now it's 60% complete, Nesta Morgan. Why do you keep doing that? The fact that the bridge did it for 3 years and people are swing across rope in a crate like monkeys, Nesta Morgan. You are not telling the lie when you never even put a footbridge, a temporary bridge. You think you telling the lie now, so the bridge, 60% complete, is going to buy you any vote? All of these things we want to do right now, if on a word doing them throughout the 9 years, the people would have seen the need to return on the back for a third term. It shows blatantly at the moment so we don't fool the people. Because Andrew Holness sit down on him and for 9 years like no money in the country and him there's nothing to do because there's no money and him have to fix the country economy first. Him fix the country economy. It broke down on top of him. But now him still have money for rolled out and I do so much things, Prime Minister. I mean, don't you think you would have been applauded if you were doing these things? Max Romeo, leave COVID out of it. The 3 years of COVID, Andrew thief for that whole 3 year Max Romeo. The 1 year of the hurricane, Max Romeo, Andrew Holness stole during that time. Isn't it? When did Andrew Holness reach to height of millionairism? Max Romeo? In COVID. So while COVID stopped Andrew Holness from do the job of the country, Andrew Holness was ripping out the country's coffers. He got rich then. How come he can't do for himself and he never managed to do for the country? Jamaica wasn't the only country hit by COVID, nor was it the only country that hit by burial. Yes, we have proof that Andrew a thief. Andrew have money where him can't talk where him get it from. That's stealing, Max Romeo. That's enough proof for stealing. Anytime you have a bag, a walk with where you can't talk where you get it from, a thief. If it was a ghetto people picking a thief. The rule of law say if it's a ghetto picking and a thief in thief, if it's a prime minister thief in thief, so that's how the rule of law work. If a ghetto youth have a long bag and can't talk where him get the long bag from, police are go hold on pan the long bag till the ghetto youth. Max Romeo can provide receipts and documentation and proofs that the bag belongs to me. The rule of law says that very same thing, Max Romeo, applies to the Prime Minister, the rule of law. So if the ghetto you would have it and can't talk where you get it from, and a thief in thief here and get it through the proceeds of crime, the same thing. The very same thing. When you stop mad over Mark Golden money, from we know Mark Golden rich. Max Romeo and labor rights. Found to know Mark Golden rich. I never know a poor Mark Golden with no barefoot Andrew Holness though. We know Andrew Holness who grew up with the goat them of Cumberland Road. We know Andrew Holness who grew up in a board house. Like much of us, we know that. Anyway, Max Romeo, you can go on with your heartache. You regularly come with your heartache them of defending criminality. And once you're defending criminality, you know, Max Romeo, you are the very same type of person. Because only criminal defend criminal. And anybody else to come out and defend Andrew, you know them a criminal like the Chris Gales and Morgan, what's it the idiot name? Yeah, the Grant Morgan and them fool idiot there. Mark Golden was born in wealth, Andrew Holness born in a poverty like me and you. If you're a Christian, Max Romeo, you should be directed by your faith and your God and not by your thieving prime minister. If you're a Christian, be directed by your faith or your God, but not by a thieving, corrupt, criminal prime minister. And so far, your utterances, you're guided by the passionate feeling you all have for this loose cannon you all call a prime minister. Because Andrew Holness is basically a loose cannon. Let loose on the country, ordering extrajudicial killing. He threatens us at any point. He becomes a dictator to the Jamaica Labour Party. He becomes a dictator to the country. And even the instructor them, where am I put in, they're half baited and half empty. Even the
Wait until we reach the stairs. Thanks to this government for understanding that for economic prosperity, you have to have proper instructor.
Even the proper instructor been put in by this government, they are half-baited and unfinished. Why is it that the Prime Minister cannot stop to anything? With a link with PDD. Me no know no real, me no know, but me see my pay attention to the case to P. Diddy and Cassie and Weddy, but if I'm listening to him correctly, I think he's on P. Diddy's side. If I'm listening to him correctly. If I'm listening to him correctly, I think he is on P. Diddy's side. But you all know Peter King go where he think the audience is. So, me no know. Because I really don't pay attention. Yesterday, caution, eating food. What the platform name what they need upon again? I think a Frontline. I think the platform is called Frontline. Caution, yamming food yesterday. Because, oh, God. Is there anything more irritating than Vegas? I mean, I thought the Prime Minister was irritating. And to the truth is, when I can listen to the Prime Minister for 5 minutes, I cannot listen to Peter King's widow for 5 seconds. You know, so Peter King and PJ was best friend, just like PJ and Michael Melbourne was best friend, which Cliff Hughes and Michael Melbourne very well. You know, Vegas know Peter King very well. It is possible that Vegas also knew Michael Melbourne very, very, very well. On if you go Michael Melbourne yard, me know. All right? So just leave it at that. Anyone I know goes to Michael Melbourne house back in the 90s, me know. All right? Even though you may grow up, you may have white beard, or I still know. All right. So, back to the war. Is the Jamaica Labour Party really going anywhere? Can the Jamaica Labour Party survive the split that Andrew Holness have thrown to the party? Because the party is split nationally at the moment. They're split in Kingston and St. Andrew. They're split in Clarendon and Manchester, Central Jamaica. They're split in Westmoreland. If Andrew Holness has taken the party into this direction, into disarray, if the Jamaica Labour Party is not keen on Andrew going forward, what says you, the country? You see what you have done to yourself, Prime Minister, because of your petulancy. Because if you have dropped this anger, Prime Minister, against Audley Shaw supporters of 11 years ago, you would have been in a better position going into the general election now. But because, like how, because, Prime Minister, you filled up with your anger and your bitterness, and you feel to say nobody in the Jamaica Labour Party must be in a position to me or vote against me for any reason. You're saying that anybody who supports Audley Shaw 11 years ago have no space to serve in the Jamaica Labour Party because they are not my cronies. If Andrew Holness can do that to the Jamaica Labour Party, what is going to stop Andrew Holness from doing worse to the country under a third term? We have seen the devastation of Andrew's second term. I mean, the devastation started from his first term because the SOE in which he abuses many of us started 2 years before his second term. You have seen where this guy's second term has taken the country. Are you willing to give Andrew Holness a third term? And if you're prepared to give Andrew Holness a third term, may I ask on what basis? Not just telling me that he's a good prime minister, he's successful. I mean, a dog can successfully bite you. A dog can be a good dog. So I don't want to hear that the prime minister is a good prime minister, nor he is a successful prime minister. I want you to demonstrate or explain to us how the Prime Minister has been successful. One of the things that I ask you for is to explain to me or give me something that Andrew Holness over the last 9 years have put in place that will outlive the regime of the most crooked leader we've ever had in our country. Just say one. Just say one thing that will outlive this Prime Minister. Not just tell me he's successful. As I said, a dog can successfully bite you, isn't it? You know what here we may have for lunch today? Run one, let's say 28 bank account. Well, you all know we call them blackfish or lake. Don't know where we come from, a St. Elizabeth. But some of the nice one, especially in a foreign, we call them tilapia. So, Portmore people would have a lot of lake as well, because them have the salmon like we. So I get me lake them from Jamaica, and I'm going to have a lake feast day with fried dumpling. I already need my flour with coconut milk and have it laying away. So I'm going to prepare my lunch now. I'm going to have a good old Jamaican lunch of fried dumpling, pear, and fry lake. All right? So, who is calling me now? 1 second, my please. What going? I'm at home, but I'm live. Are you coming to the house? How far are you from the house? No. I'll be done before you get here. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, my peeps. Sorry about that. Yes, I'm going to cook my lunch now. So, if you think that you fool anybody, you not able to fool the labor rights right now, to think that coming back, Karl SAMUDA coming back at 83 because the party has reached a stalemate. This is nothing settled, Prime Minister. When you say, I beg some, we have to come for it. This is nothing settled. This is a big war still remain in the Jamaica Labour Party because Uno try to push out Karl SAMUDA and Andrew Holness' determination and dictatorship of not having civil right has crushed the whole thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Henry is being re-elected on his deathbed as he was in 2020. That wouldn't surprise me. Labour Party after Andrew Holness. It is something that all of us are keeping a close eye on because that time is not very far away. It is because of the Prime Minister's own doing why the third term that he is so sure of, he's unable to call the election because he has fucked up his very own party, the party that he is depending on to give him the election victory. How could you be so fucking fool, Prime Minister? And you want we to follow you? You so fool. The same thing that you expect to make you win, you messed it up. And then you expect us, the bigger fools, to follow you and put you back there again. It's a sad state of affair in our country when a leader can be leading the party and the country into his own direction with the ignorance of the members and supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party and to the total ignorance of the Jamaican people. Thank you very much for being here this morning on your At a Glance program. Join us right back here this evening for the people's point of view. And I'm going off to do my good old lunch now. Anybody can help me to tell this? I've never used papa leaf before, but me get some from Jamaica. I have me boiling lot put aside, but I got some of the leaves, very green, fresh, and juicy. So I cut them up for use in a smoothie. Is papa leaf bitter? Because I think that is the bitterness in my smoothie this morning. Because it's the first me I use papa leaf, and there's a bitter taste in my smoothie. Was in my smoothie this morning. So papa leaf bitter. Have any of you ever used it before? Okay, you're saying it's very bitter. Okay, very bitter. Okay. The bitterness doesn't bother me. I just wanted to know if I didn't spoil, but may have the boiling one. Them I'll continue to use it in a smoothie same way. Though I probably limit the amount because it was very, very bitter this morning. So I'll probably limit the amount that I use, but me get some of the leaf them very green, so them the one them in a boil them. Me use them one day for make smoothie, but yeah, it bitter fit too. I could taste it this morning. Now me know how to gauge it. Yeah, it look like me put too much. Me put too much in this smoothie. Yes, me have some to make tea as well, but there was some very green juicy leaves. I prefer to use those ones from a smoothie, but I also have to boil as well. Just one leaf for a smoothie. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, I'm going off to go fry my dumpling them now. I have a lake feast. And these are not freshwater tilapia. These are saltwater fish. So them taste different to the freshwater one. Them. Did you put a fruit in the smoothie? Yes, I did it with bananas, apples, blueberry, spinach, arugula, and the breadfruit leaf. And I did also use a bit of celery. Yeah. But because I never normally use, I use celery we never use the celery in a smoothie normally. I tend to juice it as a drink, but that not have bitter taste. So I was confused as to if I the papaya leaf or I become a mix up other things when I never used to before. But when me I do smoothie, I tend to just I also use basil leaf as well, because sometimes I do also use pepper leaf, because I plant some pepper in my house and all of them turn out to be man pepper. Them only grow big green leaves. So I tend to, when I make smoothie, I will also use the pepper leaf them when I come to nothing in my smoothie as well. Anyway, thank you all very much for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. Lovely to have your support as always. Join us back. You can boil the leaf and strain it and drink the water. Okay, thank you. Join us back this evening for the people's point of view. Thank you for your support. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead that can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the right. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.